Am I clear?
Pastor Wynn, how you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm feeling fantastic. Welcome to the Mental Margarita Show.
All right. Is my background okay, or should I change it?
Oh, you look great, man. The background is looking nice.
Okay. I was wondering, am I clear?
Yes, you are very clear.
Okay.
And speaking of clear, you're also a very clear thinker.
Oh, okay. Well, thank you.
Co-president of Snapback NC, mental health professional, pastor of Mount Olive Church of Christ, Disciples of Christ, Edenton, North Carolina.
Yes.
Man.
Yes.
That is fantastic, man. So how's life treating you?
Life is treating me very well. And what about yourself?
It's treating me good. You know, I'm so blessed to see another day, and I'm very grateful.
Yes, same here.
And I'm very grateful for having this platform as well.
All right.
And let's start back with you in the very beginning. Where were you raised? Where were you raised from?
Actually, I was born and raised in Edenton, North Carolina.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how was it like as a child growing up?
Well, as a child growing up, we had, actually, it was just an average child. I had a lot of cousins, and we all were close. Even with my, my grandparents, we all met at my mother's parents' home, and we all called that down home, and we all had fun. We had fun. I gotten to know my grandmother, my grandfather very well. Even my great grandmother, I've gotten to know her, even though she was very sick. But we had a lot of fun together as cousins growing up.
Wow, that's fantastic.
So I can't say that I had a rough childhood. It really wasn't. It was good.
That's great. So, I mean, a lot of love that was in the air in the household.
Yes.
And so what was the transition when you said, you know what, I'm going to give my life to Christ? When was the transition of that happening for you?
Well, actually, that transition happened at the age when I was 14 years old.
Wow.
I was born, my mother and father was definitely heavy into church. Even the church where you had went to that I'm pastoring now, my grandfather actually started that church in 1881.
And, yeah, you're telling me that.
Yeah, so, and I kind of like, I had to go to church. I was forced to go to church. So, in other words, that old saying, I was drugged to church, so, and then, and in school, we all had those moments of getting out, testing the world out, and we did those things as well. I did those things, but then it was just, it didn't fit for some reason. I felt I was out of place. I felt like I had to I was living two different lifestyles.
Right.
One in school around all of my friends, where that was a time there was no rules, you can do what you want. And then when I get home, I had to really, really put a lid on it, so I couldn't curse at home and use, provocative words at home as I did in school. So, but then, and I still had to go to church, and I started to take a liking into the word. And I always like to be around older people. I've always gotten a guidance and a vision from older people.
Yeah, and you know what? I'm telling you, it's kind of funny you saying that, because I reminisce, and I think as a child, I had the same kind of dynamic. I had the same situation going on.
Yeah.
You partner up with a certified peer support specialist.
Yes.
Shout out to Courtney. So what's going on with this Snapback North Carolina thing you got going on?
Well, I've had a vision up north that I've always wanted to do, because, it just does my heart good to help people, and I just feel good about helping someone. And I never worry about myself, because I figure if you can help someone, then you also is the helper and you will be helped, So you will never go lacking because you're always helping somebody. So that vision that I had up north, I was gonna purchase this whole complex. It was called Strip Mall, that I was gonna open up a place to help people. But I couldn't get it passed through the planning and zoning because they said that they didn't want to open up that zoning to every business on that street. So they kind of like refused my offer. But then I still kept that vision in my mind. So when I came back home, and I came back home to, the Spirit led me to take care of my mother when I come back home. But then when I come back home 9 days after she passed, after we moved here. So, but the Spirit had me to still stay here, and I ended up taking over the church. So with Courtney, I was working with her son, because that's what I was doing in this program that I work with, and this for provider services, and working with her son. And then Courtney started to talk about where she was at in life, how she struggled. And now she wants to reach out and help someone who have been through the same struggles that she went through. And I said, well, here, take my card and give me a call. And she looked at my card and she saw I was a pastor, and she almost fell over. She didn't realize I was a pastor, because she said, you never told me. I said, I didn't feel a need to tell you I was a pastor. I'm not here for that. I'm here to help you, to work with you. So long story short, she called me and she wanted to express her vision to me, to tell me about it. And I looked at her vision and say, wow, you know what? I think I can help you. So I took her vision and incorporated with my vision. My vision is more so with mental health, and her vision was peer support. So we came together and formed this business called Snapback.
I love it. I love it. I love the name.
Yeah. And now this business, Snapback, we got all of our approvals from the insurance companies through the state of North Carolina. We got our federal stuff, and now we're on the registry for receiving grants. And we got a contract already with one of the largest boat companies in the world. And we got
that's fantastic.
Yeah. So we have that contract to actually work with their employees and help them out.
Wow, that is something.
So it's pretty busy for us.
Yeah, it seems like you're really doing all the right steps.
Yeah. I tell you, one
thing that I love is the fact that you're ambitious and you're passionate. You're genuine about what you do. And now, how does the audience get in contact with you? I mean, if someone wants to pray with you or possibly visit your church, or even the Snapback thing that we mentioned, what's the best way for them to get in contact with you?
Well, we have a number at the office, which is 252-368-1076. That's the Snapback office located on 703 North Broad Street, Edenton. And they can reach me at that number, or if they wanted to reach me, they can reach me as well through the church, which is 252-482-1540. They can reach me at those numbers. So those are the two areas where I be. And if I'm not there at the moment when they call, I will definitely get the message, and I will no doubt return the phone call to get back with them.
Absolutely. And we also got, I don't know if you said this, snapbacknc.org. Is that it?
Yes.
All right. I checked it out. I love the mission statement.
Yes.
And my uncle wants to say hello. It says hello to you.
Who's this?
My uncle says hello to you.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Tell him I say hello as well. Yeah.
Well, it was a pleasure to have you on the show. And I look forward to seeing you again and enjoying some of that good word that you spread.
All right. And thank you.
Sir, how you doing today?
Welcome to the Mental Margarita Show. We have a special guest, and that special guest happens to be my uncle. I call him Uncle Ro. Sometimes I call him Unc. And let me tell you something. This is going to be an absolute treat. Here's a man that's gone on a serious journey in life, has so much wisdom. And let's get right to it. First and foremost, how you feeling, Unc?
I'm doing well, nephew. How you doing today?
I'm doing good. It feels great. You know, I'm really excited about everything. I know that you've been really excited for everything that we got going on here at the show. And, you know, I tell you, you have been such an inspiration to me in my life. You've done so many great things that, you know, that just have really catapulted me in a major way, spiritually and mentally. And let's start with you. Tell the audience, you know, a little bit of your childhood, a little bit of your background, starting out. Where you originally from?
Well, I'm originally from Roper, North Carolina. Not too far, not about 44 miles out of Williamston. And I grew up. I was born. My birthplace was Edenton, Chowan County, which is Edenton, North Carolina, and and so I was raised up but I was raised up in Roper, North Carolina. And my mother's, my mother and father name, my mother's name is Eva Holly, and my father's name is James Jr. Foreman. And we just, and I thank God for my mother because of the fact that she always prayed for me. I wasn't always I wasn't always good at two shoes because
Wait a minute, you weren't always a good to goody two shoes.
No,
so what? Were you in a wild child growing up?
Well, at the beginning I wasn't, but by the time I turned 9, I thought I had misplaced my values as far as being a child, and I got into the attitude that I thought I was grown. So I went out on my own, and I tried the world, and the world just didn't work for me. So what I did was, as I tried the world, there is a lot more to the story, but because of the time, I'm not going to tell the whole story. But as I tried the world, by the time I was about 12, I was 12 going on 13. I was at this shop, which I shouldn't have been at, and I began, and a fight broke out there. And when the fight broke out, I normally pay attention to all my surroundings and what's going on with me or what's going on around me. But this particular night I didn't. And when this fight broke out, the guy knocked this other guy down, jumped on top of him, started stabbing him. I think he stabbed him about 6 or 7 times. And the guy that was being stabbed pulled out a 5.57 and he shot and missed the guy, and the bullet began to come towards my head. As the bullet was coming towards my head, it should have killed me, but thank be to God, by the grace of God, the hand of God just moved the bullet, moved the bullet around to my face. When the bullet got to my face and got near my eyes, I saw my name written on the bullet. God slowed the bullet down enough that I saw my name written on the bullet. And I tell you what, man, if that thing, it really scared me to the point that I was about 2 miles from home. It felt like when I got home, I was there in about 2 minutes. That's how that's how scared I were.
So that was the turning point where you said, okay, I got to leave the streets alone and let me get my life together.
That was the turning point where I said, let me leave the streets alone because there is nothing out there, and let me get my life together. So, and the Lord blessed me to get my life together. And then about a year later, after I turned 13, a year later, I was called to the ministry, and I did. And at the age of 14, I was in the ministry, and then I was ordained. I was ordained at the age of 16, and I've been in the ministry from ever since. There's a life that each one of us has to live, and we have to live that life according to how God wrote the script. And if you don't live it by the script that God wrote, then you need to ask yourself, why am I here? What is my purpose in life? And when people, and one thing I found out, that through my life and through my living, is that you have to find your purpose. And the word purpose is in the family of the word purple. And when we talk about purple, we talk about we talk about kingship. So without our purpose, there is no king. You don't have a kingship. Without purpose, purpose, your purpose is the value of who you are. So you have to spread your, which is your love for fallen humanity. Just, we are in the business of humanity. I'm a part of humanity, so I have to be in the business of humanity. Now I want to say it like Dr. King said, I can't become who I really need to become, not until I help you to become who you need to become. So when I help you, that put me in the family of humanity, and doctor itself means you deal with life. You deal with the situations of life. So I have to deal with the situations of life, not only for myself, but for all those I come in contact with. I got to tell them about Jesus, because Jesus is the balm in Gilead, and he's able to heal everything that ails you, no matter what it is: drugs, alcohol, gambling, whatever the car case may be. You may be in a situation that you won't be able to get it, that you can't get out yourself, but God could get you out of it. But you got to turn your life over to him and say, Lord, I'm tired of doing it my way. I'm ready to do it your way. And really, and when you do that, you really have to mean it.
Don't you hate it when your wife, friend, they're getting all ready for something and they're all excited? Oh, I can't wait for what's happening. what's happening? You can't say what's happening because more likely they already told you. And if you say, well, what's happening? You don't know. So you're looking through your phone, you're seeing if you left yourself a reminder, you call the friend, hey, do you know what's going on? Wait, you don't know? Well, can you help me? Throw me a bone here. Is something going on? Your wife's getting her hair all dressed up. You're like, is it a birthday? Is it her birthday? No, it's not her birthday. Is it her mother's birthday? No. Oh, her sister's birthday? Who cares? Dad's birthday? Well, no one cares about that. You know something's happening. Or your friend is excited that something really big is going to happen. And if you ask, it's going to look like you just don't care. Because you really just don't care. So, keep a schedule of that anniversary. Speaking of which, happy anniversary, Mental Margarita, 1 year. I did remember. I remembered. Dr. Professor Genius making mistakes like all the other men. Happy anniversary, Mental Margarita.
Yo, what's up? Well, it's your favorite host, the Rebel Hernandez, and you are now tuned in to the Rebel Rant Radio Show. You see, today, though, is a very special day. I mean, a very special day. You see, not only did my birthday just pass, yes, happy birthday to me. Thank you. But we have actually reached our first year anniversary of the Mental Margarita Show. Isn't that amazing? I mean, 1 year in, 3 seasons out, and everybody is still here. So, hats off to you. Pat yourself on the back. Let's have a standing ovation. And let's have our mental margarita. Salud. Yeah, the popsicle's a cool little trick. Well, I just want to express my thoughts. First off, I am so grateful to be a part of this show. I am so grateful to be a part of this family. And once again, thank you to my brother and sister, Slykat and Jersey Doll, for allowing us a platform that we can call our own. For anybody that's new to the show, strap on your seatbelt because this is going to be a journey of a lifetime. A lot of people have doubted us sometimes in their lifetime because it was just an idea. And some people even laughed at the thought. And now that idea has manifested itself into reality. So most importantly, thank you to every single one of you that has been watching this show since day one. And thank you for all you newcomers, because today is a day of celebration. The Mental Margarita Show expresses a lot of great things, a lot of positive energy, a lot of great smiles, and a lot of great stories. Unfortunately, a lot of those great stories didn't come from such a great place, but we found out how to stick it through, stand up when we fall, and keep pushing forward. Just like me, I always fight for the power. I always fight for encouragement and enlightenment of our people. Yes, I rant a little bit. Yeah, I kind of fall off the subject a little bit. But I am always and forever will be aware of self, aware of mind, and aware of others. Thank you, everyone, for being a part of the show. Let's continue to have the best possibility in life. Most importantly, carpe diem. We out.
starstruck, here's a sprinkle of the stardust. Hold your champagne glass and your cigars up. See the guys with mob ties drive the cars up. Bright lights, most nights they buy the bars up. Candy coated Chevy cars on the highway. It's Frankie baby, it's on and this is my way. Dean Martin at the Sands this Friday. With Sammy Davis, here's a little hint where I stay. The city shines like Liberace's mansion. And you know Elvis had the whole city dancing. Showgirl silhouette steady prancing. Shout out to June, just the Copa Girls anthem. Legal gambling, yeah, that would tempt me. It's Sin City, holy water couldn't cleanse me. And Wayne Newton had the crowd in a frenzy. Live at the Stardust, the seats never empty. Now if you having a good time in Las Vegas, at the count of 3, I want to hear you scream, Viva Las Vegas. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Viva Las Vegas! And Main Street was the official local beer stop. Enough slot machine noise to make your ears pop. The cigarette girls walking souvenir shops, while Red Fox had them laughing till the tears drop. Before Steve got a win at the right time, Sig and Roy had a long circus lifeline. Now the strip's got a lot of neon light signs. Would you agree there's not another city like mine? Years later, Mayweather got the city hot, and everybody in your city with a TV watch. Celine Dion got celebrities at every spot. Boyz II Men even got Jenny on the block. Now here's a culture shock, the desert's got a hockey scene. Golden Knights, yeah, the #1 hockey team. And we even got the Raiders repping Vegas now. So get the champagne, it's time to bring the waiters out.